There we go. Oh my goodness. Hello.
Bit of a delay there.
Yeah, well, it's because I think that I
We
had
were
us
in the
backstage the whole time. So
backstage.
technically we were just backstage, like waiting to peek out, but then we never came out after that little intro. But hello, happy Friday, everyone. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you're all excited for another live stream and another episode of a little Sunny Sit Down with us. Hopefully you all had a great week. I know that we had a great week, a very busy week, I'd say,
Yes.
over here, but excited for the weekend because Heidi like has a little extra long weekend. We got some fun stuff planned this weekend for us, so we're excited, and hopefully all of you are as well. We'll say hello to everyone here in the chat, and then we'll get into our little first topics for the day. But if you're just hopping in, be sure to like the stream. It helps us out so much. Subscribe if you're new, and ring the bell so you never miss any new live streams, because if we go live, you'll get like a little notification and you'll know, and you can come on and join us. And yes, I can see Brianna's little comment, but we have our Valentine's Day love themed background for the month of like, I guess January, February, but it's almost February.
We do it early so that it can be up, but it's all Brandon. He likes to do the background, so
yeah. So this is the one for this month. We're finally like done with the Christmas stuff. Our Christmas stuff was still up.
Well, we still have one thing right there.
Oh yeah, covered in a bag. But it's because I feel like you just kind of like prolong things, and then stuff kind of gets pushed back, and we slowly did it.
Yeah, we did.
Like, so now it's not made its way to the basement, but it's made its way closer and closer to the basement. But this is up, which is good. So we got like a picture of us and some fun lovey-dovey stuff. But like I said, hopefully you're all excited to be here as we go over and rank in a bracket some Disney plot twists, which is going to be so fun. A lot of these, like looking back at them, I totally forgot about that they're even things that like they happened in movies. So I'm excited to chat all things Disney movies. But let's welcome everyone here in the chat. Kay is here. Hello, welcome. Thanks for being here. So is Corey. Corey, welcome, buddy. Thanks for being here. Elisa is here. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Also loving the stories and stuff over on like your little joint Insta. Yeah. So fun. When I
saw that notification pop up, like when they first made the account, I was like, oh, it's so fun.
I love it. So great. Brianna's here. Welcome, buddy. Thanks for being here. Or should I say brother?
Yes.
Brother. Welcome, brother. T Squiggle is here. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Denise is here and Justine is here. Welcome. Thanks for being here to both of you. Kim is here. Hey, bestie. Welcome. And Isabel is here. Welcome. Thanks for being here. But yeah, we're excited. We love any time that we can go live, and it's always just so fun. And we're just excited to get into this because I feel like a lot of times we do like a lot of different things on lives. I think last time was kind of more obviously things to come in the year, and we haven't done like a movie-based live stream in a while, so I'm excited. I know that Heidi, when we were going over the list, I was like sharing some, and she was like, I don't really know, and then me neither on some of them. So I'm excited to dive in, and maybe some people can enlighten us. But as always, I do some research before to try to make sure that I don't miss any, and if I do, I kind of just like put a lot of them in that are like maybe more higher on the consensus list.
If you didn't know or couldn't pick up that, Brandon's the live person. He's the planner. He's the host. I just show up.
Yeah, which is good. You're just here for the vibes.
I'm here for the vibes,
as we always say. Yeah. And Eliza wants to know.
Oh,
pretty colors. Hopefully, I said that name right.
Thank you.
What a fun name.
I love this water bottle. I actually got it from Whole Foods in America.
We did a little
border trip. They had a lot there, so I don't know if they still do, but that was a few months ago. So an underrated spot to get it from, I think.
We love an Awala, and I think that I'm matching with me and my buddy Brianna have that same little white one that we wear to the parks, but you got this nice big pink one.
It's a nice big pink one,
which is good.
I love the color.
Yeah, and Gage is here. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I also wanted to say just now before we get into this that today we posted a like DCP experience, like all about my whole like experience, like the pros, cons, tips, tricks, and people like asked some questions about the DCP, and I had to split the videos because the video would have been an hour and like 25 minutes, which is just like far too long. I was just like super chatty. So that'll be coming next week. And so will the Q&A like with our questions in the next like couple of weeks. I would say not this week, but the week after. So we're excited. And Ben has asked me like 3 times to ask y'all what your pins of the month are going to be. Well, this is the hint. I guess it's very obvious now that it's going to be something related to what we got going on back here.
We're not telling you?
Well, yeah, we can. Valentine's Day or love pins.
It's going to be like, love pins.
Love pins. But love, and this will bring me to like, again, the Valentine's Day themed bracket, which won't be on actual Valentine's Day, but every year we do like a Valentine's themed live stream. And this year's one is going to be, we're going to put a little box on Instagram, and you're going to all tell us things that you love that are Disney, and we're going to put all those things in a bracket to decide what we collectively love the most. That's the idea for the February bracket. Instead of like, I think one year we did couples. Disney couples. We've done some other things kind of like that. I think we did princesses, family. Or we were going to do family one year, but then did princesses. This year is going to be all things that you love. And we'll put that all like in a bracket, which is exciting. So Austin is here as well. Welcome, buddy. Thanks for being here. And do more DCP vlogs. Yes, would love to. I have 2 awesome playlists. I love those playlists. I love all the vlogs, but I will definitely do more like sit down chatty videos for sure. So let's get into this. We all know what's coming. I got to share the screen, but I think that we all know by now that we're going to have some kind of little, like what's it called? A little intro, as always. Intro. It's time for bracket. This is the best way that we know how to do anything in terms of ranking and like chatting about stuff. So we're going to get into this, and I want to say, like, this is perfect. Thank you for telling me. Eliza. I like that. That's perfect. So that's the way to spell it, or sorry, the way to pronounce it, which is perfect. And yes, hopefully like this was helpful. I think that a lot of stuff out there in the YouTube universe and TikTok universe is that like the DCP is not always as positive, but I wanted to share my perspective that my whole like both programs were very positive. So yeah, there we go. But this bracket is going to be, there's I think 26 of them in this bracket, and they're Disney movie plot twists. Some of them are Pixar, some are Disney movies, and they could be things that you didn't see coming, things that maybe kind of like added to the story. Some are more big scale than others, some are more minor, and then some are kind of like I think our personal favorites that we kind of added on here, some of those as well. So we're going to be ranking them and voting for them based on how big of a shock they were, how much that you liked that moment. Like, I don't really know. We'll kind of get into it, and I'll kind of give a backstory on each of them just in case that we forgot. But we're going to dive into Disney movies and kind of do like a little, I guess it's kind of like a history lesson, like on Disney movies, which is kind of fun. I did like a little deep dive today, watching a bunch of videos and looking up stuff. So I'm excited. So our first matchup, and again, these are all random. They're all stuck in. If we're all ready, we'll give some thumbs to make sure that we're still working here and that we're ready to go. But yeah, these are all random. And then what were you doing behind me? Thumbs behind me?
Squishing.
Oh, squishing the squishmallow. There we go. I'll have like a little drink of water, and then we'll get into it. But I'm excited for a lot of these.
Parched.
I am very parched. I feel like I haven't drank enough water today. Today was like a super busy day for me, and I feel like I didn't like drink anything.
Oh yeah, I guess it was pretty busy. I said what happened. No, I forgot what happened. It's significant.
Yeah. All right. So there we go. There's some thumbs up, some clapping hands. We love it. Okay. So again, you will all get a vote, and then myself and Heidi will get a vote, and then we'll add them up. Heidi's got her trusty little whiteboard here to hopefully keep track. All right. Our first matchup is Miguel's great-great-grandfather being Hector, not Ernesto de la Cruz, versus Meg has been working with Hades the whole time. And a little backstory for both, in case anyone forgot. In Coco, Miguel thinks that Ernesto de la Cruz is his great-great-grandfather, but it turns out that it's Hector, who was killed by Ernesto de la Cruz for his music.
Yeah.
Which is a big plot twist versus...
No, I don't think he was killed for his music.
Yep.
He was killed?
Yep. That's what it says. Ernesto killed him to take credit for his music. Yeah.
What?
Plot twist. And then the Hades and Meg one is that Meg sold her soul to Hades to save an ex, like boyfriend, I guess. And he just left her, but now she's in debt to Hades. Which again, kind of a plot twist. But I feel like that the Coco one is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Because it does a whole build up, and what it starts, which I never realized.
He killed him. I thought he was just like he died, and then he said it was his stone.
No, he died, and his whole family's forgetting about him.
Well, I know,
but it's because he never came back. They thought that he was leaving to go do music and never came back, but it's because he was killed by Ernesto.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I watched videos. I looked up all stuff all day. I watched that
movie. I don't think that registered.
I looked it up all day today, making sure that I was accurate on these assumptions. Very crazy.
I don't remember that part.
See, this is my favorite part. okay, guys, is that I watch videos, I look up articles, I read stuff and make a list, and then I come on
Okay,
here
I believe you.
and then I come on here for the first matchup to be discredited.
No, I believe you. If you watch the movies, that's fine.
But I'm voting for that one. I think that that's crazy, and I think that it adds, like, they go on this whole adventure together, and then it turns out that it's been his family the whole time.
Yeah, I'm going. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Also, side note, does anyone just have like chronic laryngitis? Because I think I do. Like ever since we went to Disney, I sound like
You have
my
since
voice
you've been
is
to
like
Disney,
this.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyhow, excuse that, but I remember watching Coco, and I really liked it. But for some reason, I felt like I could see it coming that it wasn't his relative.
See, okay, but then I watched this whole video, and they show when he finds the ripped picture and it has the guitar, then he
Yes,
talks
that
about
was
Ernesto,
shocking.
and then Mama Coco says like
I
that
know
it's
she
her.
remembers.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I like that. I don't know, but
But
I'm
again,
voting
so
for that.
you're voting for that.
I didn't know that he was like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
And I don't remember I feel like I'm really bad. I should have watched all these movies before.
Well, and then
I don't
Hades
remember
goes
the
like,
Hades thing.
he goes, she's been working with me, duh, and like Hercules is like, what? So
yeah, I would say the Coco though, because I think
Me
there was
too.
more
to it.
more to it, you know.
That's fair. All right, let's see what
Looks
everyone
like
else
a lot
has
of
to
people agree
say.
with that.
Yes, I would say so too. Corey is voting for Coco.
I don't know why I'm waving.
You want to say hi to Corey?
Hi, Corey.
Coco. Brianna's voting for Meg. We got Butterfly here. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Happy weekend to you too. Elisa is voting for Coco. So is Kay. And so is Eliza and Justine. And then we got Ben also voting for Coco. We got more votes for Coco from Butterfly. We got Gage and T Squiggle voting for Meg. Denise is also voting for Meg. So is Kim. And Corey's waving at Heidi.
Yay.
Also saying hi. And Denise, hopefully this is a fun live stream for you.
And hopefully you're feeling better.
Yes,
soon,
I was going to say, hopefully you're feeling better
terrible.
soon. That sounds not fun. Which one's our winner, Heidi?
Coco. Well, I wasn't keeping track, but it seemed like Coco was. Sorry, guys. Got distracted.
Too funny. Coco.
It's Friday.
I think we got 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's definitely Coco.
I'm just making sure.
There was like.
I'll do both jobs. It's okay.
I'll do the jobs. I can guesstimate.
I'm just kidding. Okay, Coco, moving on in the first round. Next up, we have Woody is in the box versus Eugene cutting Rapunzel's hair. And a backstory on both of these, again, for everyone here. The Woody in the box is in Toy Story 3. The toys are going to go to the attic, and Woody's going to go to college. But instead, Woody writes a note to have Andy give the toys to Bonnie. And when he goes through all the toys, at the end of the box, Woody's in the box at the end to also give to Bonnie, which is, I guess, kind of like
because he was going to keep him.
He was going to keep him to bring him to college, but then it turns out that Woody went in the box to stay with the toys.
Yeah, well, not for long.
And then versus Eugene cutting Rapunzel's hair when she's going to be saving Mother Gothel Mother Gothel stabs him and wants to take her away to like keep her. Yep. And instead, Rapunzel says, let me save him, and then I'll do whatever you want. And then he says, no, I can't let you do it, and cuts the hair.
I know. I'm voting for that because that was like, I remember when I guess so sad when he cuts her hair.
And like stunned. I like remember watching that movie. And we tried to do like a rewatch of a bunch of Disney movies through COVID. We didn't get like very far, but we did watch this one from Tangled, and I I was stunned watching that.
I know.
Because it's like I think that you like. Could you maybe see it coming? Maybe, but also I feel like not really.
Well, like it was just like very dramatic because it all happened so suddenly. I feel like where it was down and then it's like what is happening?
Mother Gothel's like, let's go, we're getting out of here.
And then he just goes boom, and then you're just like, oh, like you realize like, oh, that just happened, and then you realize what happened, and then Rapunzel's like, oh, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
And then she has. Like, does her hair doesn't grow back?
No, stays short and brown, but he's still healed by her tear.
Like that?
I don't know. Like I think that like it's probably because she's more like iconic with the long hair, like it's her with the long hair, and that's like her thing is like the whole thing, you know. I do think though that Woody being in the box, I think the whole movie has just been set up that he's going to go to college with Andy, and there's another thing from Toy Story 3 on this list as well.
What is like is he like the favorite?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the favorite. Yeah. So he gets to go everywhere.
And he's like the OG. Like I feel like he's just the guy, you know? So I'm gonna vote though for the Tangled haircut because I think that's just crazy. Why are you crying? Are you gonna cry at all, like on this stream? Do you think?
No.
Maybe. Which one's your vote? Also the Tangled one?
Yes.
And what are you getting emotional about? Woody?
Because then when Bonnie's playing, when he drops them off and then he's playing with them.
Yeah. That's like another side note about my time at Disney was a lot of the plush when they would come out would say Bonnie on the boot of the toys.
Yeah, that's
and
so
people
sad.
would say to me, why does it say Bonnie on there? And I would have to explain.
Why doesn't Rapunzel have brown hair? It's the same thing.
Okay, I guess so.
Well, exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I would say that it's in the movie. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at Bonnie, or sorry, not Bonnie, because she's a little girl. Get mad at Andy.
Child.
Bonnie's a child. All right, so both of us are going for the Tangled haircut. Steve is here. Welcome.
It's like the routine.
At work, always sneaking in. I love it. Thanks
Hopefully
for
work's not too busy.
Yes, and also thanks for sneaking in.
Yeah.
Yes, love it. And the wedding content. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We got a vote for Tangled from Eliza.
Oh wait, I need to write this down.
You do.
Hold
Eliza's voting for Tangled.
Is that the first count?
Yes. Denise is voting for Tangled as well. Brianna is going Tangled because that one was more surprising.
Yeah.
Which is fair. Kim votes for Tangled as well. So does Kay. Butterfly as well. We got the Nyes voting for Eugene. I'm always here for a positive plot twist because he knew he was saving his girl. That's true.
Yeah.
A lot of the plot twists I think are kind of more negative, and both of these I think are pretty
positive.
Yeah, positive ones. Steve is also voting for Tangled before he goes. Justine's voting for Tangled, so is Corey. Woody being in the box is the true ending of how the Toy Story series should have ended.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think that was a perfect send-off. T Squiggle voting for Tangled. Gage is voting for Tangled. Brianna's mom votes for Woody. I love it. Thanks for being here as well. We appreciate the little nightly routine for a Friday. Love it. And we got Corey preaching, says Ben. Yes, agree. All right. The Tangled haircut is moving on. Her quote is, "You would have known he was going to cut her hair." That's fair. Yeah. I feel like that's the thing about these is I feel like some people would see them coming and others would not. Like, and there's a few that we talked about on here that you were like, I would have seen that coming, but some of them I think that you maybe don't. Like, it depends on the person. But in this one, the Tangled haircut.
I'm parched.
Me too. Is moving on. Next up, we have Randall and Waternoose and Monsters Inc. are working together versus Ralph and Vanellope when Vanellope at the end of the second movie leaves to go to Slaughter Race. And you think that they're kind of doing like a little back and forth. I watched all of these scenes before.
Okay.
Like a little back and forth that like they're saying bye and she's walking up the stairs and they keep on waving bye. And you think that she's going to come back to have like a happy ending to stay with him, but she doesn't. She goes off to the game. And then this one to me is crazy, the Monsters Inc. one, because they say, "This isn't Boo's door." And he goes, "It's yours," and shoves them out the door.
Yeah.
Randall's there. I think that's pretty crazy. Monsters Inc. has a couple good ones.
Yeah.
And I'm going to vote for that because I like know that as a kid watching that movie and then seeing Randall like appear in the door and like open the door and he shoves them out. I think that's crazy.
Is there other Monsters Inc.
There's one more Monsters Inc. one on here.
Yeah, I feel like, are you talking about this specific moment?
Specific moment, this one, because the other one we'll get to later. But this is the one of, he says, "This isn't her door." And then he says, "No, it's your door." And Randall opens the door. And then you realize that they're working together.
Oh, that's the part.
And that he's the bad guy.
Yeah, then yes, I vote for that. Because I remember that's shocking.
Shocking. Because you think that this guy is like a nice guy. And they go to him to help, like for help. And then he shoves them out the door. Pretty crazy. I do think that this is an interesting one. I feel like their characters are so connected that they're like super good buddies. And the fact that she left, which again, I think is a positive, that she wants to go follow her dream to be in that game. So they go their separate ways.
I don't like that.
Why?
Sad. It's like when it's like a fun time has to end. You know?
Yeah. And then he also says to her, he gives her half of the heart cookie and says, "Here," like, and she says, "Sorry that I broke it." He goes, "It's okay now. We can both have a half." Yeah. Disney movies have a lot of good, like, I feel like there's movies that you would never revisit and watch. Like, I feel like I have never rewatched like the second Wreck-It Ralph, but I feel like it'd be fun to rewatch a bunch of these.
Yeah, I don't even
because they're very fun. I feel like there's a lot of good moments. And there's another moment from both of these franchises here on this list later. There's another Wreck-It Ralph one.
Sneaky with it.
No, I just put all the ones that were the consensus top picks on here. All right, let's see what everyone else has to say.
Voted for Monsters.
I'm voting Monsters Inc. So are you?
Yep.
Gage as well, voting for Monsters Inc. So is Kay. So are the Nyes. Corey as well. Brianna says Monsters Inc. Crazy behavior. like Sully, so if there's anything with him, I'm voting for him. Mom, love that. Me too. I think that he's a good. There's a someone asked us a question in our Q&A of like what 3 Disney characters we'd be, and I feel like I'm a Sully.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Is like a part of my personality for a Disney character. That's one of my 3.
Nice.
For sure.
I don't know mine. I still have to think about that.
Yeah. Monsters Inc. was intense as a kid. It really was. I think there's a lot that happens in this movie, and there's a lot going on.
And it's kind of scary sometimes.
But I really love it. It'd be one of my favorites for sure.
It's good.
It's really good. Eliza also votes Monsters Inc. So does Kim, and T Squiggle. Like this.
Squiggle.
Is voting for Monsters Inc. All right. Monsters Inc. The first one for Monsters Inc., because there'll be another one, is moving on. Next up, we have King Candy is Turbo from Wreck-It Ralph versus Taka is Tafiti. So both kind of like a reveal twist. The King Candy one, couldn't tell you, but it was very high. Like it was a top 5 on every list that I looked at. And then I rewatched the clip because I haven't seen this like in a long time. Are you laughing at the chat?
Yeah.
Brianna saying, Mom said you could also be Fred from The Grinch.
Who's Fred?
I don't know. Let me know. Fred from The Grinch. Interesting.
Like the father?
Maybe that's him.
Fred?
I don't know. The King Candy one, though, does throw me for a loop as well, Corey, because I feel like when you watch the clip, she's racing him, and then he kind of like glitches out to see that it's this guy Turbo, who's like this infamous racer guy. But both of these are kind of like a flip to me, you know?
Yeah, to be honest,
you're so focused on the Grinch.
I'm trying to figure out who that is. And
Turbo looks very scary.
Yeah. Is it bad that like I don't remember any of these things?
Fair. Essentially, to me, like I'm gonna pick the Moana one because I think that you kind of, as the movie goes on, like in the scene that you understand, I think that's probably where the heart goes. But essentially what happened is when Maui took the heart from Tafiti, it turned into Taka, this volcano thing.
Oh.
And then when they put the heart back is then when she turns back into Tafiti.
Okay.
But I think that both of these are kind of a crazy twist because I think that you wouldn't see them coming. And both of these, like I said, on like people's lists all over the internet were very high.
Okay.
This was like a number 5 to 2 on any given list.
Okay.
So I think this could go either way. Which one are you going for?
I'll go for King Candy.
King Candy, and I'm going to go for Moana. So we're split.
Okay.
Let's see what everyone else has to say. I also want to see, he's the moose reindeer.
Like from the newest Grinch?
Like the animated Grinch? I'm just like, I'm going to have to look it up after. But
it must be from the animated because there's not another.
Well, and I'll take it as a compliment because so sweet and cute. Thanks.
That's nice.
I appreciate that. So we got Denise voting for Tafiti. Elisa is saying that Ben.
Corey.
Well, he was saying that King Candy threw me for a loop, which I said earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry.
I thought it was a vote.
I know you're trying to throw me under the bus that I'm skipping Corey.
No, I'm just saying I thought it was a vote.
We got Ben voting for King Candy and then Elisa voting for Moana because again here for the positive twist. I love that. Gage votes for Tafiti, so does T Squiggle. Turbo as a bug is a nightmare. Seriously, that whole scene as well is just a lot. Honestly. We got Brianna voting for King Candy, such an incredible plot twist, and I like a plot twist that is a little scary, but I'm easily scared. Me too. I don't like to be scared. Corey says that Tafiti is just anyone who is hangry. Give them what they want, and they are nice. Very true. Kay votes for Tafiti. Kim votes for Moana as well. We got Eliza voting for King Candy. Butterfly votes for Moana. And there we go. See, Corey's vote counted first. I said that King Candy threw him for a loop.
Okay, good.
There we go. So what's our winner?
Moana.
Moving on. Next up, we have the Beast being stabbed by Gaston versus Lightning McQueen giving up the Piston Cup to help the King.
I like the Lightning McQueen one.
And essentially, for those who don't know this one with the Beast, because I didn't know, but it was on people's list, is that he has Gaston, and Gaston says, please let me go. I'll do anything. Don't hurt me. And the Beast lets him go, climbs up to go see Belle, and says, you're here. You came for me, and then is stabbed by Gaston.
That's just so are you.
But then Gaston, I guess, kind of slips and, anyway. But then Lightning McQueen, I think that the Lightning McQueen one's pretty shocking because the whole movie, he's just this like
meanie
ego guy. But I think that really shows his whole character that he would give up this like whole race to help this guy cross the line,
Yeah, I like that part.
Both of these are very different. And Gaston is just a terrible person.
He's just
I feel like that you don't think of him as a mean villain, but then when you see stuff like this, you're just like a bad dude.
I mean,
you know?
I don't even think he's really that mean. I think he's just like, well, I mean, I know he stabbed the guy, but like,
Well, he has a big ego.
Yeah, he just has a big ego. Like he's just a big like.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I think if you put all of like the Disney villains and we're like which ones are most like scary, he wouldn't be one of them.
No.
Because he's just like a regular guy that you could see on the street who's like not nice, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm voting for Cars. I feel like I love like kind of this is like a positive twist as well of like a character development.
Yes, it is. Because at the start he is, no offense, but he's just like so annoying because he's just like thinks he's just like the bee's knees, but then he realizes that that's not what matters.
And then he kind of says like a line along the lines of that, like some old racer told me that it's just an empty cup anyway. He's talking about Doc Hudson, which is nice. I feel like Cars is kind of underrated, and we both watched it before going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And I think that Cars is oh yeah, we did. Cars is a very good watch.
Well,
the first one
I like
specifically.
it because I like how I also like the part where he's so arrogant and then he does like, wait, actually, I don't know if this is just in my head. They race each other, right? And he loses.
Who in this one?
Or
like to Doc Hudson? He races.
He doesn't lose, but then he realizes who that he is, right? Or something.
I think what kind of happens is that he drives into some like barn thing and sees that he was a racer.
I know, but remember he's like gonna race around the track and then he crashes. Remember he was like,
yeah,
like you don't remember that?
Yeah.
Like he's so arrogant, and then he drives around the track, and then he crashes.
Yeah, because he can't drive off the road. It's like off-roading. He has a hard time. Yeah.
No, not off-roading. He has a hard time. You're not remembering the movie.
Yes.
When they race, he races, and then he's like slow, but then Lightning McQueen turns the corner, and then he crashes, and then he keeps trying to do it, and then.
I don't know if we're talking about the same moment.
I don't think so.
All I know is there's a moment I'm pretty sure where he's on the off-road, but he can't like turn because it's like the wrong way or something. You know?
Yeah, he has to turn the opposite way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he keeps crashing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're talking about the same thing. I don't
Just
know.
Out of order. Sorry, guys. Everyone. I feel like it's hard to like remember all these things.
It's hard for me.
There's a lot of movies, and I tried
to be honest, I only like have seen each movie like once.
That's
or twice.
what it is. You
like,
need to rewatch.
Excuse me. If I watched it like a million years ago, I don't remember. Sorry, my mouth is dry.
We're like Hot Mess Express over here, all aboard.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Cars. Again, neither of these, I think that maybe Corey said it, but like neither of these are like a stunning shock, but I think I like the character development. You know?
Okay. Holy, that was a long
spiel
for nothing.
This is like a chatty vlog. All right, let's see.
Cars won.
I think so too, but let's see. Brianna is going right off. Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow for the Knives. I like that. Denise votes for the Beast. Justine votes for McQueen. Brianna says that he's just a little tryhard. I would agree.
Yeah.
T Squiggle votes for Cars. Eliza votes for Cars. Corey, like I said, is voting for Lightning McQueen. Kim also votes Lightning McQueen. Brianna's mom votes for Lightning McQueen. Kay votes for Lightning McQueen. So does oh my goodness, Gage, and then Butterfly as well. Here we go. No, Lightning accidentally sees Doc Hudson do a lap around the track, and he doesn't turn right to go left. Okay, so Corey's understanding you. There we go. I like that.
Corey know what's going on.
And there we go. Corey's been on the Hot Mess Express for weeks now. I'm the conductor.
That's
very funny. Very funny. All aboard, Corey.
Cars
all right, Cars is our winner. Next up, we have.
What is this?
Okay.
Is this the side already?
Well, the bracket was a bit weird because not everything fit properly, and some things I think had to skip over. So maybe this happened, but I just did it random. So again,
also, I love this movie.
Again, we're back, I guess, somehow at Monsters Inc. door again, versus Brother Bear, which is an underrated Disney movie, but has a really good Disney plot twist, and that is that Kenai, who's the big bear, ends up like turning into a bear because he kills a bear. So to kind of, I guess. Yes, he turns into a bear, and on his little journey, he meets this bear Coda, who ends up being that Coda's mother was the bear that Kenai killed at the beginning of the movie, which is a very big plot twist, and it's like underrated movie, that is
So
honestly like a
underrated.
really good movie and has a really big plot twist. And like the look on his face when he's like your mom's not coming back, and he's like, why? And then he tells him, oh my goodness.
That's just terrible.
Stunned. I think that both of these are very different. The Monsters Inc. one is more of like, I think oh my goodness in the moment because it happens so fast. I think that the Brother Bear one really builds up to that you kind of piece together that
yes, that's
that happened, and then it's like the reveal is just like so sad
because it happens at the start, and I feel like you don't really realize, well, because at the start they don't see why because like the bear and him are like
you
getting
just see
into
that
like
they're
an
fighting.
altercation, but then later you see it's because Coda was there.
Yes,
too.
but it's because a bear killed his brother, so he then kills.
I know,
the
but you
bear.
don't know that because
yeah.
at the start it's like a different animation of the bear. The bear looks more like a real bear, and then Coda is actually there when they do like the flashback, and then you're like, oh my god.
And I think that this is a good comment from Elisa here, that like some movies, I think as an adult, you really like, I think can dive deeper into it, like and understand it better. Like as a kid, you would get it, but not essentially.
It's so funny
to the same level.
Brother Bear was a movie that I watched a lot as a kid, which I think is so random. Yes,
I like it. It's a good one.
I love it too.
I don't know what to vote for though. What are you voting for, Brother
Bear? I love that.
I honestly feel like I'm gonna vote Monsters Inc. because I was like stunned at that moment that they're gonna push them out the door.
And you're not stunned at
I am stunned, but I think again that it was like I'm just like in my memory bank, like stunned that happened. That it was like Randall's there at the door, opens the door, and then he shoves them out the door.
No, I think there's more stunning parts in the movie.
Okay. Well, again, I could go either way.
Keep your vote.
I am going to keep my vote with Monsters Inc. very slightly, but the Brother Bear one hits really hard to me as well. All right. We got Elisa saying that Brother Bear, like I said, yeah, her absolute fave. Kay votes for Brother Bear. Brianna's voting for Monsters Inc. Haven't seen Brother Bear. It's a good watch.
So good.
I think that it's probably not like a long movie, and it's kind of underrated. The moose are Canadian, moose, which is so funny. Ben also votes for Brother Bear. So does Kim and Eliza. Corey's never seen it either, but we'll vote for it because everyone else is. I love that. Denise votes Brother Bear. So does Justine and Gage. And then Elisa says, I'm just going to say it. Brother Bear soundtrack is better than Tarzan. And I was going to say this as well later at the end, but there we go, Corey. Muppets is closing June 7th to make way for Monsters Inc.
Wow.
So your last chance to watch that and dine at Pizza Rizzo. You can make it a double feature. Go have some pizza and then go watch Muppet Vision. No, we won't.
Oh, well.
Yeah, Mullets 3D. It's very funny. Too funny. Yeah, I feel like that there's lots happening at Disney World. Obviously, it's lots like meaning things are closing, which means less to do. Which I think that when you look at the Animal Kingdom stuff, I feel like Animal Kingdom just has less and less to do with all the stuff closing, which is kind of sad. But anyway, Brother Bear's our winner.
Yay!
Moving on.
Good job, everyone.
Ooh, I guess that I don't really know what happened with this bracket. I'm so confused now that why Brother Bear was just there.
Free for all because these were on this side.
Both of these were on this side. I made sure that it was. I don't know where Brother Bear came from, but
you mean Monsters Inc. did a repeat and Brother Bear didn't?
Yeah, which I don't really know why. Let me look for a second.
No. Just no.
I want to look.
Fine.
I'm gonna look and see.
There I am. I look so confused.
There you are. Well, because I'm just curious what happened. Was Monsters Inc. Oh, Monsters Inc.'s on here twice.
Oh, you put it in twice.
But I don't know why it's in here twice. That was accidental.
You did it.
It's accidental.
Did you not put something in then?
No, it is all in here because I'm counting.
You just put it in twice then.
It must. I didn't. I just press fill spots.
Okay. Well, anyways, guys. That's fine.
That's what
Monsters Inc. just got beaked out anyways, so it doesn't matter.
There we go. So this is the next one. So sorry for technical issues here, but the next one is Hans is the bad guy.
That was crazy.
Versus Charles Muntz from Up is the bad guy. Two bad guys. And essentially, like, I think that we all know the Hans one of like, oh, Anna, like, if only anyone loved you, crazy. The Charles Muntz one is that they think he's this nice guy. He's this like explorer who Carl idolizes. And essentially he's looking for Kevin and shows them like a skeleton of a bird. And Russell says, oh, that looks like Kevin. And he says, who's Kevin? And then takes Kevin. Yes. Pretty crazy also, but doesn't beat Hans is the bad guy to me.
I just remember like being in the theater. I think this is why, because like it's like movies that are more recent. I can remember how I felt, and I was in the theater, and then when he said that, I was like, because Disney's never went there. Like Disney's always like,
that's pretty.
Oh, it's just like the prince and the princess, and then like Hans was like crazy. And then I think that the Charles one is like kind of like almost like could be like a real life thing where you think like people are like
your
these
heroes.
like you're like, oh,
Yes.
they're so cool and stuff, and then you like meet them and you're kind of like, oh, that's a bit icky.
Uh-huh.
Like they're like not really who they are.
It's like a little cliche.
But I'll say that because I remember my plot twist was what I said in the car. I like this plot twist better. Listen to my plot twist that I thought of, everyone. It's not in the bracket, but I just thought of it earlier today. It's at the end. I don't remember like how it happens, but Carl looks at the adventure book and then it's like he just got the house to like the spot, right? I think. I don't even know. I'm making this up if this is not true. And then he looks at the adventure book and then Ellie like put pictures of their whole life in it. And at the end it says like, thanks for the adventure. Now go have yours or something. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I was crying in the car earlier thinking of that. So that's my plot twist. So vote for that one as well if you want.
That one's not on the bracket, I'll tell you. I think that both of these are very good plot twists. And I think that the shock on Carl's face in the clip that I saw when it's like revealed that is like, oh boy, we're in trouble. And Russell is just like, oh yeah, that's Kevin. And you're like, oh no, don't say that it's Kevin.
Yes.
Yeah, but Hans
is crazy.
Literally I just like look at this picture and you want to just go through the screen and
dirty dog.
You know, it's so bad. I'm gonna vote for Hans.
I've already said I voted for
You
Hans.
did as well.
Yeah.
I don't like him at all. Every time, in fact, in the Frozen sing-along when they have him up, I boo the loudest I possibly can to kind of get the crowd going on that for sure.
Yeah.
Where we at here? Monsters Inc. was so shocking that it made the bracket twice. It's on here like another time with another plot twist.
16 times.
3 times apparently. Gage is voting for Hans. Elisa is also saying Hans, unfortunately for both of us. Justine votes for Hans. Corey and Brianna are both going for Charles which it is pretty unbelievable. I feel like that's like a moment in that movie that I totally forgot about, but when I watched it, I'm like, that's crazy to me. Denise votes for Hans. My 13-year-old jaw dropped in theaters at Hans. Brianna's mom doesn't like the guy on the left. I don't like him. That's so funny. Kim votes for Hans. Eliza votes for Charles Muntz. We got Jedi Ali here. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Kay votes for Hans. Butterfly votes for Hans. Corey, we got Corey's vote. Yes. Yeah, we got Ali voting for Hans. And then Denise said a few years ago, Stars on Ice did an up vignette. Is that how you say that? Or vignette?
I have no idea.
And was so good. Yes, I cried. And
Hans is giving Mullet 3D. Yeah.
This is an all-time comment.
That's so funny.
Very, very funny. This is what makes the lives is all of you in the comments. I could do this every day. But Hans is moving on. So I think now we're going to go to round 2 of this side of the bracket. Yes, we are. Okay. We got the Coco moment with Ernesto and Hector and Miguel versus the Eugene haircut.
I'm going to go for the Eugene haircut because I think for me, it's like I started to pick up what was being put out in Coco and connecting the dots a little bit more like earlier.
Yeah.
I probably also because like I knew that like I probably already knew it. So.
Are you saying like upon your first rewatch or when you rewatched it a few months ago?
I think that was the first time I saw it.
Oh, it was? Oh, yes. Cool. Okay.
So like I already knew it. So then I was like looking for the signs. So like
oh right. I understand.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I like
it'd be different if you went in without knowing.
Yes. Then I'd probably be like, oh wow, but like I already knew. And
I understand.
Then, whereas Tangled, like I remember just that moment and whenever they cut, like whenever I see it, I'm like so jarring. I'm like, oh
well, cut her hair. And I think in that moment, she is like so many emotions, like weight lifted off that she doesn't have to be with Mother Gothel. Stunned though, because she probably loves her hair, and that he stabbed and like she can't heal him.
Makes you think like, why didn't she just do that sooner?
I don't know. I think that I don't know.
Didn't think of it.
Or she didn't want to. She liked it. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, then I'm like, is she sad that she had to cut her hair off? But I mean,
I'm sure she's happy that she's free and with Eugene.
He's alive.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like I'm also going to vote for the Tangled one. I haven't watched Coco in a long time. I feel like I need to like where do you find the time to watch all these movies? But I want to watch Coco again because I feel like it's so beautiful. I'm excited for all of the Coco kind of like things coming to the parks. Yeah, Disneyland's ride. And that kind of stuff. And I love the part in like the Magic Happens parade and stuff. I feel like that Coco has a lot of good vibes, you know?
Yeah.
but I'm gonna vote for the Rapunzel one because in that moment, I feel like you maybe could maybe see that happening, but I don't really think. I think it was like a shock in the moment. Like,
Well,
whoa,
because there's like lots going on.
lots going on for sure.
So you're voting? Sorry, I wasn't.
For Tangled. Yeah. Corey is voting for Coco. Remember me. Kim votes for Rapunzel. Elisa votes for Coco for both of her and Ben. Denise votes for the haircut. So does Gage and Justine and Allie as well. Kay votes for Tangled. So does Eliza. Butterfly votes for Tangled as well. And then Brianna's mom, I think, says, I think I knew that was going to his grandfather, but I'm very intuitive, which is why I don't read books. But Rapunzel is all about the hair. My vote is the dead. Oh my goodness, too funny. And then with that, Brianna votes Rapunzel. I'm living for this. This is so fun. All right, Tangled, right?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Correct.
And David is here as well. Welcome. We can't escape Monsters Inc.
Yeah, I'm saying oh my gosh because of Monsters Inc. It's here again.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I honestly don't know how that happened.
It's okay. It was an accident.
I don't really know.
Twice.
I guess, but what I'm saying is I didn't. Maybe I accidentally put the picture in twice.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah.
I mean.
I thought you meant in this bracket. I get it. I put the picture in the folder with the images twice. Yeah. All right. So again, the Monsters Inc. door getting pushed out. We already know this like so well by now. We'll know like if there's any moment by the end of this live that we'll know for sure, it's that Sully and Mike got pushed out a door by Waternoose and Randall. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus the Moana Tafiti Taka thing.
I'm gonna vote for Monsters Inc.
Me too. And I feel like which is very interesting, and we'll get into this later at the consensus of all of the lists, top 5 plot twists. We'll get into them later because I kind of want to share that. This
you mean like everyone?
Yeah,
like
just on the internet from big sources like Watch Mojo and BuzzFeed and things like that. This Moana one is like a top 3 every single time.
I think I really need to go rewatch or something.
But again, this like scene sticks out to me with like the door. It does, and I think it's got to be because I liked that movie as a kid, and I would watch it all the time.
It's kind of scary some parts.
Yeah, as we said, it is for sure. But I'm voting for Monsters
Inc. I don't
Inc.
like when they're in the snow.
Why?
Well, because
we're always in the snow here.
I know, but they like can't see anything, and it's like, where are they?
Yeah. And I really like that movie because. Which I'm still scared sometimes to this day. I'm the type of person that if I go to our basement, I like run up the stairs.
Me too.
So I feel like as a kid, that was so real for me that a monster is coming out of the closet.
Yes.
You know?
I get scared.
I still feel like potentially in our basement, like I said, I hustle. Like, is that like we anybody else?
Closet.
Well, we do, but it's like really. A cabinet out here. We don't have like a traditional closet in this apartment.
So there's no monsters in here.
Unless there's basement ones. I don't want to talk about
a small basement.
The small basement. So small monsters. We got David voting for Tafiti. Gage.
Wait, what did you vote for?
Monsters Inc. What about you? You as well. David votes for Tafiti. Gage votes for Monsters Inc. Corey votes for the doorway over the heartless creature. Elisa votes for Tafiti. Monsters Inc. for Ben. Nye the Disney guy. Put that on a Magical Castle t-shirt.
Yeah, seriously.
For sure. Eliza votes for Tafiti. Kay votes for Tafiti. Brianna votes for Monsters Inc. Butterfly votes for Tafiti. Kim and Allie vote for Monsters Inc. Denise is also voting for Moana. Brianna's mom is Team Sully for everything, good, bad, or indifferent. I love that. Yes, Heidi. The snow scene was so stressful. Yeah, I feel like and again, he just like sticks that lantern on and slides down the hill and he can't even see anything.
I don't remember that part, but
Sully when he goes to go like he wants to go back to Boo, so he's got to go find someone with a door. And yeah, look, at least he had snow cones. What a guy! What a sweet guy. David votes for Moana. Yeah, this is a really good line. Welcome to the Himalayas. Very funny. Monsters Inc. Moving on, or Moana?
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. Very slightly.
Very slightly.
Moving on. Next up, we got Lightning McQueen pushing the king over the finish line, and Kenai killed Coda's mom.
Kenai.
Yeah, me too. Which I know that I voted against it last time, but I think like a shocking moment, that's a shocking moment.
And I think, oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was going to say that. Like, I think that you could maybe see Lightning McQueen's thing coming, that his character's changed, but I think one's very positive and one's very sad. So they're both very different. But
I also think that, You can kind of see the cars when they're coming, like you said.
This is like Heidi just looked at me and laughed. I'm smiling at her nicely.
I don't know what's happening. Whereas the Brother Bear one, like, I think part of it is like even if you see it coming, like technically Coda is having like a plot twist in his mind.
Yes,
he's
yeah.
like he like is like
he's
loves,
like this guy that I just love that I've been on this adventure with killed my
like,
mom.
His like new brother.
Yes.
And then he's like, oh, now you killed my mom, and then he's all sad.
Doesn't he stay a bear? I don't want to spoil, but Brother Bear's been out for
Brianna and Craig decades. Haven't seen it. Go watch it, guys. It's so good. Don't listen to Brandon.
He maybe does or doesn't. Sorry.
You have to watch it.
Coda's a very cute bear, and I like whoever's the voice of Coda. He has like kind of like it's almost like a lispy kind of voice. Is that the song that's like tell everybody I'm on my way? Yeah. And it's also Phil Collins who we said before about the soundtrack.
Go watch this movie, everyone. Let's do that tonight. Okay, everyone watch this movie.
A Brother Bear rewatch.
We won't be because we have to watch The Traitors.
Yes. Well, and also I feel like that's again obviously with our podcast we did one movie review and that was the plan moving forward, but then like life had other plans for our co-hosts, so we didn't watch we watched Lilo and Stitch. Like, yes, I know.
Why did you bring Brother Bear?
Saying that we could have done a movie review of it.
Oh well,
but now we could just one day chat on here about Brother Bear, you know.
Brother Bear's been out for 21 years. Oh my god.
There we go. I knew that it was like decades-ish.
Okay, anyways, let's vote.
All right, I'm voting for Brother Bear.
Same.
You too. All right, let's see where we're at here. Elisa says this one's impossible. Elias is voting for Brother Bear. Gage as well. So is Kim. Corey just wants to go with the majority, which will probably be Brother Bear. The Nyes are both going for Brother Bear. Rip my heart out, seriously. Denise votes for Brother Bear. So does Kay. Brianna is voting for Brother Bear. Oh my goodness, it sounds so sad for that cutie little bear. It is. Seriously. Justine votes for Brother Bear. Michael is maybe voting for Brother Bear, but like I said, giving us insight, we love to see it. Allie's voting for Brother Bear, and Ben's favorite part of that movie is the moose. I love the moose. How's it going, eh?
How's it going, eh?
Very funny, very Canadian. And Brianna's mom, oh my goodness, I love you. In my corner, Brother Bear.
Heck yeah.
I'm so honored to have you in my corner. I can accomplish anything, I feel like, if I have you in my corner. So Brother Bear is moving on. Maybe the darling of the bracket so far. We got.
Oh my gosh, get this Monsters Inc. out of here. Sorry, like it's getting old.
I don't think it's gonna win here. I think that I'm going again. Like both of these to me have a shock factor, but I like the other plot twist of Monsters Inc. that's on this list a lot. So I'm gonna vote for the Tangled haircut.
I'm voting for Tangled haircut.
So sorry, this will be everyone's least favorite and most knowledgeable scene is the Monsters Inc.
Yeah, everyone will be clear.
Door. You know, I'm so sorry that it's been on here multiple times.
Maybe it was your on purpose.
No, because I like the other moment even better.
So maybe that one will be on here 3 times.
It's not because I just looked. It's everything on the other side is perfectly fine.
Okay.
We're almost at the end of this side of the bracket. If you've all been enjoying, if you're just kind of popping in, be sure to give this stream a big thumbs up. Helps us out so much. Subscribe if you're new and all that stuff. And stay tuned to the end for like some little chats about the next few live streams to come and about some videos to come very soon for sure. Which one are you voting for, Heidi?
The hair.
The hair, you already said me as well. All right, the hair. Tangled haircut. I think that it's pretty much consensus, but we shall see. Brenna's here. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Is voting for Tangled. So is Kim. Corey is team what, Heidi?
Sully Wully.
Team Sully Wully. We got the Nyes are split. 1 vote for Tangled, 1 vote for Monsters Inc. Gage votes Monsters Inc. as well. Butterfly is voting for Tangled. Brianna's voting for Tangled. We got Eliza voting for Monsters. Kay and Justine are voting for Tangled, and Denise is voting for Eugene's hairdressing school. Very funny. Again, I kind of know what's on the other side, but I don't think that I know them all. But I think that Disney has some pretty good moments, I would say, for plot twists for sure. The Tangled haircut, though, wins. Moving on. Next up, we got Hans is the bad guy versus Brother Bear. This one's pretty hard, but I feel okay. the consensus Disney plot twist, like number one, is always Hans is the bad guy.
Oh, really?
Like on all the lists that I went on, this is always number one. Hans is the bad guy. But I feel like that the Brother Bear one was very low on the list, and I feel like that it shouldn't have been that low.
I think that it's probably skewed because people probably haven't seen
Brother Bear.
so like they don't think, and it's also like that person said that was like a long time ago, so people probably forget about it.
Yeah, I feel like though I'm voting Hans because I feel like it was like a big shock. I feel like you didn't see it coming. Like I don't even know how old that I would have been seeing Frozen. When did it come out? 2013?
No idea.
I don't even know, but I wasn't that young, and I remember being stunned by it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like oh my goodness.
I feel like I can't what's it called? Like I want to say Brother Bear, but I know that like I remember how I watched Frozen. I remember being in the theater and being like,
yeah,
I don't know who I was with or like what I was doing, but I just remember being in the theater and my jaw just like when he said that, I was like,
I want to look when
heck?
Frozen came out.
I think you're right. It was, I think,
Frozen release date. Yeah, 2013. So I would have been, how old would I have been in 2013? I would have been 12 years younger. I would have been 18.
Oh yeah, that's like an adult.
Yeah, I know. So again, I feel like I was stunned.
Elisa, she said she was 13. How old are you?
Not as old as me.
You're so old.
I'm old. I'm turning 30 this year. Corey too, right, Corey? Love that for you.
30, flirty, and thriving.
Yeah. Well, thriving and 30.
No, it's
30 with you.
30, flirty, and thriving.
Okay, but I'm voting for Hans. Hans was like the shock.
Why does that seem like such a different, like when you say like 25 and how old are you? 29?
Yeah.
25 and 29, and then you say 13 and 18, like it sounds like.
I know, but I'm saying that me and Corey, we're gonna like we're almost like birthday twins. A few weeks apart.
2 weeks.
I remember that it's a few weeks.
Yeah,
before.
that's cool.
What I was gonna say is I feel like that I just like seem old because when I was
40 though.
Because when I was on my 2 programs, all my friends are like
12.
early 20s, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I remember like my friend Victoria saying to me at the end that like being friends with an old vlogger was not on her bucket list for the program, funny. Which is very funny to me. But I'm voting Hans. All that.
I feel like though, like I feel like sorry, I said that like 17 times. I feel like once you're
18.
No, not 18. Oh, 18.
18 times.
I said it 18 times.
Yeah, just kidding.
So what I feel is that once you hit like 25.
Corey, give me a choo-choo in the chat.
When you hit 25 and up, like it's like everyone's age is just like
right, it like melts together. Well, I would say to an extent.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
Like not if you're 40.
No, I mean like 25 to like 35.
Yeah.
Like you could be any range. Like you could be guessing someone and they're actually like 35. You could be guessing someone they're actually like 29.
Right.
Like it's like pretty similar. But then like before that, there's like I feel like then like 18 to like 23 is same thing. It's like you could be like anywhere in there, you know?
Well, and this is like another tangent, which like I'm sorry that we're going off on tangents, but I just love these. Is that when we became friends with Haley and Tommy, this was like in the peak of the COVID pandemic.
Such a funny time.
They didn't want to be friends with us because Haley wasn't sure how old that we were. She thought that we could have been under 18.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to reach out to be friends because she was like 30-ish.
No, I don't think she was 30 then. She was like
late 20s.
20, yeah.
So she didn't want to reach out to be friends because she thought we were like 17. And I said, no, we were like 25.
Yeah.
I was like 25 or like 24, which is just so funny to me. So I feel like on the internet, you fully can never tell.
Well, just anywhere.
How old someone is.
Even in university, you're like.
Right.
I mean, you can tell when people are young, but it's hard to tell once they reach a certain age.
Other people out there maybe are like, I knew for sure Brandon was 30 or he's older than 30. Who knows?
Who knows?
Let's see what everyone else has to say after all that tangent. Yeah. Gage votes for Brother Bear. So does Eliza. The Knives are both going for Hans because it was Loki bigger for sure. They don't know who Hans is. You know, who is this Hans? But voting for the sideburns. When he ever said that to Anna in that cold room, I could have punched a smug face. Seriously, that's one of the moments of like, you just wanted to go through and just give him one because he's just like a nasty guy. And we were talking about how Gaston is just a guy. So is he. And he's a terrible guy.
But he's even worse because he's
That's
like
what
a
I'm saying.
liar.
Yes.
Like, he's like a cheater. At least Gaston, you like if you're gonna go out with him, you know that he's just like a big
egomaniac. This guy is just a user.
This guy's a freaking crazy. Like he's a crazy person.
Yeah. Justine's voting for Hans. Kay and Butterfly as well. Denise is also voting for Hans. Kim as well. We got Elisa saying that she's 25, which I think that you said earlier.
Yeah.
Gage is also turning 30. There we go. Big milestones for everybody. 30.
Flirty, and thriving, all y'all.
But Elisa feels like that she's 40. So funny. And all aboard the Hot Mess Express. Brianna's mom is voting for the guy who wears a middle part and sideburns like that. My vote is for him. So funny. And then, yes, who trusts the middle part? Seriously. Just can't with this guy. But Hans is our winner, the hair going. And the final on this side of the bracket before moving to the other side is the Rapunzel haircut.
Are you sure? What about... Oh, was that just Brother Bear and Hans?
Yeah. Hans versus the Rapunzel haircut.
I'm going to vote for Hans because, again, I can remember watching it and I was just like, jaw on the floor. Yeah.
I think that both of these are very good ones. And we're high on the consensus, like...
out there.
Yes, out there. But the Hans one, to me, I think will be kind of hard to beat.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that
that
there was none. Like, I think sometimes we'll give things like a buy. I'm glad that we didn't do that.
Yeah, you know? That was Brianna's comment. Wait, be careful dragging the middle part. Me and Heidi do a middle part.
Oh, that is too funny.
We're
the
girlies, though.
Yeah, it's so funny. I also like just wanted to say that
Ben's
I do middle part. Or sorry, I meant on guys. Very funny. I love that so much. What I was gonna say is I feel like, again, I just want to say this here because like I say all the time, this is just like the highlight for us. We just love this. Hopefully, like you guys all love the live streams. I know that we do, and I just want to thank you. Like for always bringing the heat, like in the comments. I feel like they're always the comments are just always so fun. So thank you. But I'm voting for Hans. Even just looking at his picture, I just can't stand him.
Dirty dog.
And then Denise is saying that she's 52. There you go. Well, you got this, Denise. You're awesome. We love you. We got Ali voting for Hans. Mullet Vision 3D for the Nyes. Who is this Hans? Has my vote. There you go for Brianna. I also love this. A middle part is in. There we go. So he was with the style before it was even stylish, I guess.
Maybe.
Right? Corey's also going for Mullet Vision 3D. So is Kay. And Eliza is voting for Tangled. Denise is voting for Hans. And we live for live Fridays. Love it. Thank you. And Justine votes for Hans. And so does Gage. There we go. A lot of Hans love. But not because we love him. I'm saying in this votes. And then Butterfly votes for Tangled. But Hans is moving on.
Ben just totally got dragged by the middle part. He blames me for the miscommunication.
Ben, we love you.
It's okay, Ben.
Don't worry. It's okay. Well, I'll just next stream. I don't even know how I would do like a middle part, but I'll try for the live.
I don't think you can do a middle part.
Hans, moving on. Are we all ready for side 2?
We're all ready for this.
Get a drink, have a little stretch, and we'll move on to slide. Oh my goodness, slide 2. I'm acting like
slide 2, page 2, episode 7.
Presenting side 2. Hans, moving on. Side 2. Yokai from Big Hero 6 is the bad guy and is Professor Callahan, who seems like the nice guy. And Don Bellwether is the villain in Zootopia. I'm voting Don Bellwether. I'm a big Zootopia fan, and that was also just a big shock because she's so sweet, and she's like, we always got to root for the little guy. We all got to stick together. And then Judy's like, yeah, we do and stuff. And then at the end, she's like, I'll dart every predator to keep fear in people's eyes. And you're like, you're just a terrible little sheep. So I'm voting for Don Bellwether.
I'm voting for Big Hero 6. Well, because another good movie that's underrated.
Yeah.
And it's pretty shocking because when you realize that he's the bad guy, that means he killed heroes.
Well, he didn't kill him.
Yes, he did.
His brother went in to save him burning in the fire.
Yeah, but the fire was started because of him.
I know, I guess so. Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then he went in to save him, and then he was killed, and he's a bad guy.
That's fair.
And he's like using Hero the whole time on top of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's literally a child.
Okay. That's fair. I feel like that both of these, again, I feel like that Disney really in a certain era really tried to do like a villain twist. And I feel like you could maybe see that it was coming, but I feel like you never knew if it would happen like in every movie because it's not like, I think that these probably came after Frozen, right? I would say Zootopia and Big Hero 6. I could be wrong. Or it's in the same era, but Disney was in that era of like a villain twist. But to me, the Bellwether one was like a stunner because I think that you never thought it would be this little sheep. And it was.
Pretty mad though.
Well, this is after when they're and then
it's a joke.
And then they record her and say it's called a hustle. And she's like, see you later, Bellwether. I just love that movie. I can't wait for Zootopia 2 to come out, which is this year, 2025. I hope it's good too. Gage is voting for the sheep. Brianna's voting for the sheep. Butterfly and Brenna are voting for Zootopia and Bellwether. The Nyes are voting for the Baba Bad Sheep. Very funny. Love that. Corey's voting for Bellwether. Unhinged behavior. I agree. Kim votes for Zootopia. Stacy's here. Welcome. Thanks for being here, Stacy. Bellwether for sure. What a shocker. Denise is voting for Bellwether. Justine and Eliza and Kay. Oh my goodness. Everybody voting for Bellwether. Again, I think the big, like, oh my goodness, Big Hero 6 is one of those, well, maybe both of these that I think aren't on people's always high list of Disney movies, but I think both of them are very good. Like if you have to rewatch, I think both of these are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, but Bellwether is moving on. Next up on side 2 is one that I don't know much about, but was again a top 5 on every list. So I had to put it on here because this could be someone's favorite movie, and then I would discredit that it was a twist. Which is from Meet the Robinsons, and I'm going to pull it up here so I can know what I'm talking about. And if anyone else in the chat knows this movie well and you want to share it, you can go for it. But essentially, Wilbur, the guy with the black hair, is a time traveler who then turns out to be Lewis on the right's future son in the future.
Oh, it's his son.
But they go on this adventure together, and it turns out that he's actually his son in the future.
Weird.
Which is so bizarre. I don't even know that I've seen that movie
I haven't
in a long, long time, or like if ever at all. But there was 2 on people's list from this movie, but I couldn't put both on because I feel like that it's kind of like I didn't want to put them both on and we don't even know them that well.
Yeah.
But I wanted to put one, and this was the one that was far more high up on, like on people's list.
Yeah.
First is Lotso being the bad guy from Toy Story 3.
Yeah, mine votes Lotso because first of all, I love Lotso. He's just like, I just love him. But crazy when he gets the opportunity to, change his ways, and you think that he's going to, and then he doesn't, and then all the toys, it's so sad when they like hold hands and look so sad, and they're just like, and they're like struggling, and then they're just like sad. Just breaks my heart.
Yeah, Toy Story 3 is my favorite of the Toy Stories, and I think that Lotso is one of the best Disney villains, and I think, again, he just seems so sweet and so kind. Obviously, I feel like when you dive deep, you like understand why he's sad.
He's sad because
but he's given a chance to like redeem.
Fault.
I know, but I'm saying that exactly. This is the line. Where's your kid now, Sheriff? When they have him up there, like, and they go press the button, and then his eyebrow kind of goes like this and goes, "Where's your kid now, Sheriff?" Like, what a jerk. You could have saved them.
Well, but he's sad.
I know. I get it. But that's why that I'm picking that. Again, Meet the Robinsons. This could be like the greatest twist of all time. And I just am not as knowledgeable, so I'm going to have to rewatch it. But I'm going to vote for Lotso because I know when I watched this movie in a theater, I was stunned watching Toy Story 3 multiple times. That was a plot twist, and the whole thing of them like about to, that's also so sad. So I'm voting for Lotso. But again, Meet the Robinsons, this could be the greatest ever twist ever. And I don't really know anything about it. And it probably doesn't hit for me because I didn't watch the movie in a long time. All right. Where are we at here? Denise is asking, did Moana 2 get an Oscar or not? I have no idea, to be honest. I'm pretty sure that Inside Out 2 did, but I don't think that Moana 2 did. I've been trying to like be up to date. I'm pretty sure that it was like The Wild Robot, Inside Out 2. There's like a few other ones, but I don't think that Moana 2 did. Gage is voting for Lotso. So Brenda says, I love Meet the Robinsons and everyone should watch it. So I vote for Wilbur. There we go. See, underrated. A lot of underrated Disney movies for sure. Elisa votes for Lotso and Ben votes for the Robinsons. Butterfly votes for Lotso. Eliza votes for Meet the Robinsons. Elisa also says, I actually refuse to watch Meet the Robinsons because I feel bad for Goob. And that was one of the other twists, was that Goob is the bowler hat guy, which is that guy that's like in the Halloween parade that kind of looks like a little bit funky. He's like lanky with a hat on. He's the villain, I guess, from this movie. But it turns out that he was this Wilbur guy's like friend. But then in the future, he's like this man who's like a villain. I think this movie is probably a lot going on. So I think that you can only understand it if you watch it. So maybe that's going to be on our list to rewatch for sure. We got Justine voting for Lotso. So is Denise. Kay votes for Lotso. So does Kim and Stacy. And then Corey says that Lotso was always bad. So leaving... Oh my goodness. So Lotso was always bad. So him leaving them to burn was just rude. And it was building up the whole time. I'm voting for the Robinsons. That's fair. And Brianna's mom's vote is also for bad stuff. He's not good. So voting for Lotso. There you go. Lotso. Moving on. People love a good villain twist. Next up, we got Bruno has been there the whole time and has never left. He's in the walls versus what people have said is the OG Disney movie twist, and that is that Maleficent transforms into a dragon. And why this apparently is a twist, I made notes of this like I'm watching videos, is that you don't know this happens, like, and that she can do this. So she stands there to block the road and essentially says like the line that's kind of in Phantasmic, like, now you'll deal with me, but then says like something not so nice. And then she transforms into this dragon, and then the fairies and Philip are like stunned. So like apparently this is the OG twist. She does like a little cackle laugh and turns into a dragon again, versus the Bruno has been there the whole time, which is again in Encanto. They think that he's gone. They don't know where he is, but he's just been living in the walls of the casita the whole time and has never left. I think, again, I don't really know. I haven't watched Sleeping Beauty in a long time. I think that I could see in 1959, if you didn't know that she's going to be a dragon, you'd be like, whoa. But I think now, because we just all know that this happens, I feel like you don't really... Like it doesn't hit because like you didn't experience that for the first time watching the movie. It was more so that like you just know that like that happens. Whereas I think that Bruno being there the whole time is kind of a good twist because like you never know that it's going to happen, and then it's just she's in the walls and there's Bruno.
Yeah, you feel so bad for him.
I really like that movie. That would be on my top 10. I kind of want to rank movies one time. You know, we did it like a long time ago with like a bracket, but like bring it like our top movies. I don't know. I feel like that like Encanto would be pretty high for me. I really like that movie. Really like and I like the movie, and I remember watching it like in the theater, kind of surprised because the music was so good and I just thought it was so awesome. So I'm voting for Bruno. What about you?
I'm gonna vote for Bruno as well because like I think you had a good point. It's like it's hard to know the plot twist for the older movies because it's like you didn't really like, you know, it's like the same as like when I said about Coco, like how I knew that was
you just knew that it happens. You
just know that it happens, so when you watch it, it's not as like whoa
impactful.
So I think that's why I'm gonna vote for Bruno. And it was so sad when they would like eat dinner and he had his like little
part of his table.
It was so sad.
Seriously, so sad. Okay, well, Bruno's our vote over here. Let's see what everyone else has to say. We got Ashley here. Welcome. Thanks for being here, Ashley. Gage is voting for the dragon. David's voting for Bruno. Brianna is voting for the dragon. The Nye is also for Maleficent. So 2 votes there. Brenna votes for Bruno. So does Eliza and Butterfly. Corey's also voting for Bruno because the fact that the sister who could hear everything knew he was there the whole time. Insane. Seriously. Kay votes for Bruno. Oh my goodness. Stacy is voting for Bruno. Sorry, I was like, the guy that we don't talk about, that's Bruno. Elisa says to sing an entire song about how the whole family doesn't talk about Bruno while Bruno is in the walls is wild. Yes, seriously. Kim votes for Maleficent. Brianna's voting for Bruno. Or no, this is her mom. Definitely Bruno, because who's actually surprised that the Wicked Woman's alter ego is a dragon? And Denise says, I love Bruno, but Sleeping Beauty was the very first movie I ever saw, so dragon. Very cool. What's our winner, Heidi? Bruno. It's moving on. Next up, we have one from Onward, which is a very sad plot twist, and it's a movie I think that not a lot of people have seen because it was like literally peak pandemic times. It was like it came in theaters, and I'm pretty sure like days or a week later it was the pandemic.
It was like days. It makes me so sad.
like we're gonna have to spoil it to say the plot twist.
Oh yeah.
So is there anyone who has never seen Onward and desperately wants to and doesn't want it to be spoiled? You can leave it in the comments
We
and
didn't do that
we'll
for
wait
any
a
other
minute.
movie.
But this one's a newer one. Like
It's not-
Brother Bear. Well, I'm saying it's newer.
Oh, okay.
You know, I guess I don't know. And then we got the Incredibles 2 being that Evelyn is the villain.
Yeah.
And she's behind the screenslaver. I guess that we can say, because that's the whole point, is that it's plot twist, right? So the plot twist there is that, well, I'll let you say it because you love
Plot
this
twist
movie.
there is that Ian the whole movie wants to meet his dad, and then at the end they only have like a few minutes with his dad. So then he lets Barley just meet him, and he watches them, and then he doesn't get to meet him. But then, like, yeah, it's like a whole build up because the whole movie is literally about how he's gonna meet his dad.
He's never met him.
He's never met him.
And then the line here that I have, which really I feel like is nice, is he says to Barley, "I've never had a dad, but always had you."
Yeah, it's so sweet. I love the part of the movie where like he realizes like he's going through his like checklist thing about like things that he wanted to do with his dad, and then he's like scratching them out, but then he like thinks about all the times that he's already done all of it with Barley, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute.
That's a really good movie.
I know. It makes me so mad that like people haven't seen it because I feel like it's just so good, and like it didn't get a chance. I feel like there's a lot of movies like
and
that.
a good voice cast, like it's Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, like really good. I feel like there is a lot of Disney movies and movies in general that came out around that time that I think were good or like a lot of people like, but they're not talked about a lot. Like,
well, and it's unfortunate because it's like those were all like that whole time. I feel like the movies were good, and then like, no offense, but like when they came out with like Strange Things and like those kind of movies, Strange World, yeah, like it was like kind of like different. Like they felt almost not like Disney movies. They felt almost like a different studios movies. Yeah. And it's like, why didn't those movies come out during the pandemic? And then like these ones, which are actually like, there's some really good ones in there, like even like Luca and stuff.
Yeah,
like
didn't get the love. Soul is one that people love that we watched Soul, but it was with like your mom and brother, and I feel like it was like we weren't really watching.
It was, yeah. And then also, what's that one?
Like Turning Red came out kind of around that time.
No,
there
was this one.
Raya. Yeah, there's a lot of those kind of movies. I would say that Onward is one of the best ones from that era for sure. Yeah. I love Onward. Incredibles 2 though, I feel like it is a good twist, but I feel like it's not the better villain in the Pixar movie. Or sorry, like in the Incredibles movies. I think the other villain, which is also on here, is a better one. But I would say like in this matchup, the Onward one is just so like sad that it's, like you said, it's a whole build up and then it just kind of breaks your heart. It's so sad. But I'm voting Onward as well. All right. Brianna says Onward broke me. That's my vote. Corey as well, Onward. Stacy's voting Onward, underrated. Gage as well. The Nyes are voting Onward. Brenna as well says Onward, it's so underrated. We got Eliza voting Incredibles 2. Kay votes Onward. So does Denise. And then there we go. Oh, there was like another skating thing for Encanto, I think, or like a dance team. Yeah, love that. Very cool. But Onward is moving on. Okay. Next up, we have the other one from Monsters Inc., which is when Mr. Waternoose comes in and does this whole confession and says, I'd kidnap 1,000 kids before I let this company die. And then they've been there recording and watching the whole time. And Mike says, I like whatever, let's kind of do it again or something. Yeah. Very funny. Or Stinky Pete is the villain in Toy Story 2.
I don't really remember like Stinky Pete.
I think it's I think that you can kind of see it, probably. But I don't know like if I see it coming because like I like see it through the adult lens. I'm sure as a kid it's like again stunned, but I think that this Monsters Inc. one is so good to me because I feel like it's like a callback to the beginning of the movie. Yeah. When there's the girl kind of sitting there, I think that it's pretty funny. I like it.
Yeah, I like the Monsters Inc. one because I like. At that point, like that he's bad and stuff, but then you're like, how is it gonna end?
Yeah, how are they gonna? Yeah,
it's like they trap him.
Yeah, so Stinky Pete like is a good one though. Like, and I think that Toy Story does have pretty good villains. Yeah, I feel like that Toy Story's villains are good. Yeah. So, and again, like he's just like not a nice guy either because he wants to go to that museum bad, so he's gonna keep Woody and everybody else there if that's what it takes, which is kind of crazy behavior.
Yeah, I kind of remember now.
Essentially, there's lots happening where, like, I think like the TV's left on or turned off or something, and then it's like he's the one who did it and stuff. Like he's intervening to like make sure that they all are going to get shipped away to this museum. So yeah,
Is there like a collectible thing?
yeah, but only with Woody are they the complete set, so they need Woody.
Oh.
Yep.
Wait, I don't really get that because like, why is it such a collectible if like he was?
Because then
Is it years later or something? Like it's years later or something?
Essentially what happens is that guy, like Al, finds him at the yard sale, but he's not supposed to be in the yard sale.
I know that.
And then he gets him all fixed up and polished and stitched up and looking in pristine condition.
Yes, but I'm saying like he's not that old. Like it's probably like how old was Andy? Like it's not like it's like some ancient toy that he found.
I guess it is that it's going in some high class
like
museum.
In the third movie, like Andy's only going to college, so like the max he
is. They've been out for a while, I guess. I don't know.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Heidi's just
because when Andy was a child, he got the toy, and so now it's only like what, like
a few years later. But I'm saying that
max?
maybe the Woody dolls have been out for 20 years. I have no idea.
But he got it from the store when he was younger, no? Or he got it he got a birthday gift?
I have no idea.
Guys, it's just not mathing.
I don't understand what's not mathing.
Yeah,
why was Andy with a collectible? But this is what I think though about toys. People play with toys, but then other people buy toys to have them as collectibles. So I think that's kind of the whole thing.
I agree, but what I'm saying is like it's different if it's like a collectible. Like if I had a thing from like when I was 1 and now I'm 30, okay, that's like 30 years old. But if I had a thing from when I was 5 and now I'm 10, it's only 5 years old. So how is it like the price value of a used toy went up that much? Like you probably could find it on eBay. I guess this is it.
Brianna says it's because it was a TV show, so they wanted the entire set to sell.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
I get that, but
you're saying why is it so rare?
Why did it age so?
I think because it's from this old show. I guess I don't know. I don't know why. This is just again. I guess anyways, Heidi's gonna lead a stream one time of like debug or like something about like what's it called, plot holes, not plot twists, where we can go through every every movie about why it doesn't make sense to Heidi. That'll be the next stream.
No,
we can do that.
Sorry, I'm just going off the course here.
We can do that. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that
it's Stinky Pete.
Yeah, did I go through all these? I'm like so off track because I'm
just going with
anyway. I'm just gonna say that everybody is pretty much on the Stinky Pete train. There's a few monsters votes like us, but everybody is for the most part voting for Stinky Pete. It was also big in Japan. There are random things that are flops here and are massive elsewhere. Maybe that's what it is. Is that maybe here it's just like a toy, but over there they don't have it, so they really want it. That makes sense to me.
Oh,
that makes sense. So what I'm hearing is my ratty childhood stuffy is a collectible. Maybe. Hey, like what's that saying?
One person's
junk is another person's treasure. Yeah, there you go. Which I'm not saying that your stuffy's junk because we all have stuff that we love, but Stinky Pete is moving on. I think that's a thing though, to be honest. People like buy things or think that things are going to be like worth a bunch of money, and then it turns out that they're not. Like my dad used to do that sometimes with stuff. With me would be like I don't even know, like an example, like some kind of car that I would have, like I would say keep it in the box because one day it'll be worth something, and then it's probably worth like $20.
Yeah, I know. It's funny how some things like really add value and some things don't. You know?
Yeah,
like,
it's fair. I know.
But then I also think it like goes back to like it's interesting because again, it's like how are you just gonna like buy a bunch of stuff to just plan that it's gonna be a lot of money? But some people do, I guess, if you have room for it.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like then it goes back to like that thing that like remember when Barbie came out and everyone was like sad because they had all those collectible Barbies that like they weren't allowed, like people would just gift it to them and they weren't allowed to play with it.
Yeah.
And then everyone was just opening all their Barbies that they've been collecting. Yeah.
Crazy times.
Crazy times, guys.
The next one here is that Zurg is Buzz's father versus
what a terrible thing.
No, this is in the original one. In Lightyear, it's that Zurg is Buzz in the future or something random. I didn't put Lightyear on here. This is like in Toy Story 2 when he says, you killed my father. And he says, no, Buzz, I am your father. Crazy.
Is that supposed to be like Star Wars?
Yes. Versus Syndrome is Buddy Pine. And he says to Mr. Incredible, like, after all, I am your biggest fan. And he's like, Buddy, crazy to me. That's pretty crazy. And I think that you can see that he looks like like the kid, but I think that it doesn't like
Right
register.
away, yeah.
So I like that's like a crazy twist to me is that he's Buddy and is now this bad guy.
I'm gonna vote for The Incredibles.
Me too. I do think that like it's kind of like a funny twist that Zurg is Buzz's father, but Lightyear just totally ruined that because they're saying that's not even true, and I feel like that's just like
Lightyear was interesting.
Yeah, not
Like,
for me.
It didn't really make sense to me.
Not for me. Like, and I love Buzz. He's probably my favorite of the toys, if not like I guess second favorite, because I think that Rex is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who's your favorite toy? Lotso?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I love Lotso.
And Mr. Bear is loved. There you go. Mr. Bear is Mr. Bear in my house is so loved as well. We love Mr. Bear. Gage votes for Syndrome, so does Corey. Brianna votes for Syndrome. Eliza votes for Zurg. The Nyes are voting for Syndrome, so is Brenna and David. Kim votes for Zurg. And then David, yeah. This I would say probably like is more of just a gag, jokey kind of twist for sure. And Elisa says, cracks me up that his name is Syndrome because Syndrome is defined as just a grouping of negative signs and symptoms. So Buddy's basically just a bunch of negativity and bad luck. There you go. But he, like I think, like I said, a lot of these Disney villain twists are pretty good, and Syndrome is a good one. So Syndrome is moving on. Next up, we have round 2. Bellwether is the bad guy versus Lotso is the bad guy.
I like Lotso. 2
of them. These are both on the same level for me. Like if I had to talk about, like, I feel like if you're going to tier off in like a tier list of like villain twist, like Hans is an S tier and both of these are an A tier. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this is a tough one. I do feel like, do you think that you could see any of these coming more so than the other one?
Probably Lotso.
Probably Lotso. Which I think not by much, though. I think that I had no idea that Lotso was going to be bad, and I could just be naive. But I think that like the Bellwether one was more of a stunner. I think that you never would have thought that she's the bad guy at all because they play up the whole movie that like the mayor treats her so bad and slams the door in her face and all the papers go everywhere and she's like nice to Judy and you're just like, oh, this is like the sweetest little sheep of all time.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And then it turns out that she's darting predators with this gun. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm still voting for Lotso.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm voting for Bellwether though. I think that's
I know he's not gonna make it.
No, it's fair.
I feel
it's
like
fair. I love the Zootopia love. I wonder what's going to happen in Zootopia 2. I'm very excited.
I do wonder what's going to happen.
I can't wait. I really do like what they showed us at D23 with like the swampy scenes. I think that's funny and I'm excited.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Brenna votes for Bellwether. The Nyes are also voting for Zootopia. So is Gage and Kim and David and Denise and Eliza. A lot of Bellwether. Corey's voting Bellwether as well because her being bad truly punch you in the face where Lotso just because worse as the movie progresses. Becomes worse, yeah. And then same, I guess, kind of a little bit. For some reason, I saw Lotso coming. That's fair. I feel like that would make sense to me. Mm-hmm. Brianna's voting for the sheep. So is Justine, and Kay is voting for Bellwether. So Dawn Bellwether, which she just looks so nasty here with that. Like I'm pretty sure that I asked you which picture should I pick of her.
I said the scary one.
Like, and there was one where she's like this, so sweet, and then this scary one. So we picked this scary one of her. Yeah. So she's moving on.
My bone is aching.
Next up,
my bone is aching.
Your bone is aching? Which bone?
This one.
In your foot?
My leg bone.
Leg bone. Bruno has been here the whole time, or Ian doesn't meet the dad and lets Barley have more time. Cuffy, very different.
Very different.
If I'm being honest, I didn't see either of these coming, I feel. I think that you would never think that Bruno is just in the walls of the home. And I think that you would never see that he's just going to not meet the dad.
Yeah, and doesn't he I can't remember exactly, but he makes the decision not to meet his dad, essentially. Like, that's what I think is more crazy, is that
right.
Something happens. I forget exactly how it happens, but he pretty much decides I'm going to let Barley meet the dad and I'm not going to meet the dad, and he like lets him have the moment. And I think that was just a big plot twist because the whole movie he's like,
Yeah, it's this
like
build
it's
up.
his, like, his
We're gonna
whole
get you to
thing.
meet dad, and he
He's
has a
gonna-
checklist, and
he's
it's
gonna
like,
meet him and he's
yeah.
gonna do all this stuff, and like it's like that's the whole point of the movie. And then he's just like, nah, I'm not going to. And then but then Bruno, it's like you're shocked because you don't expect that he's gonna be living in the walls the whole time.
And then you feel bad for him. He's like, everyone's talking bad about him, and
oh my god,
like you said, like the one girl could hear that he's there the whole time, and
so maybe she was been talking to him.
Maybe, and he's sitting at his table having dinner with them on the other side of the wall. Like both of these are pretty sad.
Yeah.
I do think though, like the Onward one, I remember being in the theater, me and you.
We went to the theater, right?
Sobbing. Absolutely a mess.
Did we go to the theater or did
Yep.
we watch it at home?
No, theater. It was like literally we watched it in the theater, and days or a week later, it was like the pandemic.
Wow.
We go to see every movie, like if we can.
I know, but I just didn't know if it was like literally during COVID.
No, it was like just before. I'm voting Onward. I feel like it's more of like an emotional heartstrings, and I feel like so is Bruno, but I feel like the buildup of like he's gonna meet the dad, he'll meet the dad, and that like I think that Barley's okay with that, whereas he probably also wanted more time with his dad.
Barley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just like a lot going on. I'm voting for Onward. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going for
A
Onward.
tough one though. I think this one's the toughest one yet.
I think
for
it's
me.
a tough one. Yeah, I think
Toughest
because it's
one.
like different. Like they're
Very
both different, you know.
Yeah.
But Onward.
Me too. And I think a lot of people as well are voting Onward.
I know. I'm getting.
Gage is voting Onward. So is David and Denise are voting for Onward. Elise is voting for Onward, and Ben is voting for Bruno. We got Eliza voting for Bruno. Corey's voting for Onward. Justine's voting for Bruno. Brenna and Kim are voting for Onward. Kay's voting for Bruno. And Brianna is voting for Onward. We're very close.
Onward.
But Onward's moving on. Love that for Onward. Good for you. Two villains again. Stinky Pete is the villain, and Syndrome is Buddy Pine, aka now the new villain.
I'm gonna vote for Syndrome.
Yeah, I feel like again, Syndrome is a really good villain. I think that Disney has a lot of really good villains. Like I think that both of these like would be good, but Syndrome to me, like being a kid who like idolized like Mr. Incredible, and then now has him and is like, I don't know. I just think that that's a crazy thing to me. So I'm voting for Syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. My favorite Pixar movie, Incredibles.
Yeah.
And yours is Onward? Is that like your favorite, or is Luca like your favorite maybe? What's everybody's favorite Pixar?
I don't know. It's hard for me to pick.
This will get confusing, but after you're done voting, we can say, or maybe like at the end, we can say like after the voting, like later,
Oh, sorry.
Once this whole bracket's done, we can chat about some things. But sorry,
I think that they're like
very close. Yeah, that's fair. I'm voting for Syndrome, and I also like this new name for Stinky Pete over here, Sunny Pete.
It's always Sunny Pete.
It's always sunny. I love that. Well done, Corey. We got Brenna voting for Syndrome. So is Gage. We got Stanky Pete for the Nyes. Very funny. Eliza as well. Sunny Pete for Corey, which I love that name. Denise is voting for Syndrome. We got this is funny. He's the evil cousin of Jimmy Neutron with that hairstyle. Justine votes for Stinky Pete, and so does Kim. So far, Stinky Pete. We'll see if there's a few more votes coming through, but again, we're almost at the end of our plot twist bracket. A lot of good plot twists in Disney movies for sure. Some that we forget about, but I think our winner is.
Oh, no, someone just came in.
There you go. Kay is voting for Syndrome. It's very close. If there's any last minute votes, very close. If there's someone in the room that's been watching with you that hasn't voted, or if someone is just not voting and wants to vote, you go for it, because we're very close. Corey's on fire tonight. He is. He's the conductor of the Hot Mess Express, and he's just like serving up good comments here.
Yes.
As all you do. We just love it. Are we going to do a going once, going twice? Is there anything Mr. Beer votes Pete? Oh, David votes for Stinky Pete.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. That made it even closer. Mr. Bear votes for Pete. Oh, that's very funny. And Corey saying choo choo. Well, the next vote decides it. Let's just put it that way, because now we're tied. I was waiting a second to see if anyone was there, but now it's tied. So the next vote will decide it. Yeah, Brianna's mom maybe is the vote. Mom votes Pete.
Okay.
Stinky Pete is moving on. The voting is closed there. So Stinky Pete takes down Syndrome. Next up, Don Bellwether is the villain versus the Onward ending.
I'm going Onward.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Like, and both of these I think would be top of my list for didn't see coming.
Yeah.
As well with the Hans on the other side. But
sad.
And both of them are like a build-up. Like in Zootopia, they're trying to find out who's this person, like doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's her. And then in Onward, the whole build-up is like they'll meet the dad, but then it's not. I feel like, though, what I want to say, when I think of a plot twist, and this could be just me in my head, I think of like the villain stuff, like a negative, like a bad thing that is like a jaw dropping on the floor. Oh my goodness. I think that both of these are, but they're in very different ways.
Yeah.
So because of that, I'm slightly going to vote for Bellwether because I think it was like a stunner in that way.
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's my favorite Disney movie, Zootopia, so I got to give it some love. Brianna is voting for Bellwether. Gage is voting for Onward. Eliza and Corey are voting for Bellwether because it was evil. The Knives are voting for Bellwether. Denise also. Kim as well. And Brenna is voting for Bellwether because this one is hard, but was shocked. I would agree. Mm-hmm. Very shocking. David's voting for Bellwether. And I think with that, handily. But Kay also votes for Bellwether. I think that Onward had a super good run.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
I'm very happy with that. And I think it's one, again, the Onward one wasn't on any list that I looked up on the internet. And you just thought of it. And I was like, oh, that's a good twist because that was like a buildup as well. So well done, Heidi.
Thank you.
Bellwether's moving on. And the final on the right side, it's going to be some kind of villain final.
Yeah.
Because on this side, we got Bellwether is the bad guy versus Stinky Pete is the bad guy.
I'm doing Zootopia.
You're going for Bellwether?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, I feel like
Prospector, you feel like gives more villain.
Right. He looks like a cutesy little old man, but really he's just a bad guy.
Well, he looks like he got an attitude. Like, you know what I mean?
In this picture, he does look like he could have an attitude for sure, and he does.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Bellwether though, easily. And this is true. Every time that I eat blueberries, I think of her, because they're using the fake darts on Nick Wilde, and it's blueberries. Genius. I don't know. I love Zootopia. I feel like I need to rewatch it because it's just my favorite, and I don't like I haven't watched it in so long.
Remember, like years ago when we started YouTube, and I swear, like you were the only person who paraded the Zootopia train, and now I feel like everyone like respects Zootopia. Not obviously because of you, but I just feel like way back when, like nobody was watching, nobody was talking about Zootopia.
I was very vocal, like in the early stages of our channel. Like I loved, like Lion King was my favorite. And then I rewatched this and I said, that movie's genius. Mm-hmm. And it's my favorite. It's so good to me. And then I feel like obviously it did so well and made like $1 billion, which is crazy. And now it's getting a sequel, has a theme park land merch. Like I'm very happy for that movie.
Yeah.
I love Zootopia. Very good.
Cool to go to the land.
One day. Has to happen. And I think is this a sweep? Bring out the brooms, I think. Justine, unless this is... Yeah, Justine kicking us off. Zootopia. Elise, oh my goodness.
Okay, as well.
Eliza. Oh, but I think that K.
Familiar?
Down there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, the chat's moving up. Okay. Justine, Zootopia. We got Eliza for Zootopia as well. Brianna votes for Bellwether. Gage is voting for Bellwether as well. So is Stacy and Brenna and Kim. And then Corey and the Nyes and Denise. And Kay, and we'll get out the brooms as a sweep for Miss Dawn Bellwether. And that means in our final of the Disney plot twist bracket, we got Hans is the bad guy versus Bellwether is the bad guy. I think it has to be Hans.
For me, it's Hans.
It's Hans. Like in my heart of hearts, very close. I'd love to give Zootopia like a little win here. But the Hans one, like they're both kind of shocking, but like Hans is just like, and how he delivers it is horrible.
I know. He's so mean.
He's so mean to her. And she like, okay, maybe she's a little like naive and stuff, and she loves this guy that she just met, but like she's so sweet and kind, and he just does her so dirty. You know?
Yeah, you didn't have to say that.
You know? So I'm voting for Hans. Both of these are great. And I'm interested how both of these are in the final. I knew that Hans would make it because I think that's like the consensus one, but I'm happy for Bellwether.
Yeah, that's pretty
because
cool.
Zootopia is underrated. Battle of the Hair, as Corey says. I agree.
That's what I was laughing at earlier.
Who has the better hair?
It's a close call.
I'm giving it to Bellwether.
Yeah.
Eliza is voting for Bellwether. Gage votes for Hans. Elisa is voting for Hans. So is Corey and Ben. Stacy's voting for Bellwether. Brianna votes for Sideburns. Brenna loves a good girly villain, so voting for Bellwether. Love that. Justine votes for Hans. Sheep for Brianna's mom. Eyebrows on the sheep are so bad. Denise is going for Hans. So is Kim and Kay. And Elisa says Hans is the most universally hated, the most toxic of mutton chops. I would agree. And
Everyone
with that,
agrees.
Hans is the bad guy, is the biggest Disney plot twist. Were there any that really stood out to you that you liked that were on here that you kind of forgot about, or maybe like sneaky underrated?
Me?
Yeah. I think the Onward one, I think cutting the hair is a good one.
Yeah.
And Bruno in the Walls I like. And then Brother Bear. I think there's a lot of good underrated plot twists, but that's how the bracket shook out. And yeah, as we say, yay, but a boo for Hans. We can all boo for him. And Onward, yes. Look at this, Heidi. Great addition. I would agree. Wasn't on any list. Again, we can just quickly chat about the top 5 consensus on all the lists that I looked at was Hans, Bellwether, the Tangled Haircut, the Tafiti one, and King Candy being Turbo. Those were like usually the top 5, which is interesting to me. I think is very cool. I'm just gonna pull up the like a few little housekeeping quick things. And then we can do a quick little chat before we end here. But this as always was so fun. We love a bracket, and I'm excited to, again, we'll kind of chat about future live streams and kind of plans that we have, which is fun because February soon, and that means that March is also soon. And for the last, I guess it was just last year, but we also did it like a little bit in March of 2023 was Magic Madness. And that was, we did a live stream every Friday in March.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which was pretty crazy. So hopefully that'll be the case again. We have to look at like our schedules and stuff, and who knows where that'll take us. But the plan is every Friday in March, do a live of some kind of bracket because it's March Madness with basketball and all those things. That's fun. So we'll see kind of what some of those will be. I'm excited to talk about that. But the quick housekeeping things is this video was posted earlier today. My whole experience on the Disney College program. It's like a very chatty, like sit down video that I've wanted to make for like a little while now, just kind of sharing about my 2 programs, the pros, the cons, the tips, and the tricks, all that stuff. And like I said, the Q&A video is coming this week, next week, because I couldn't like have it all in this one because it would have been like an hour and a half long, which is far too long. So that'll be coming next week as well. So 2 sit down videos regarding my Disney programs. We have that. And then on Monday, we posted this video, which is like a chatty wedding prep and kind of stuff of like going to our venue and picking a lot of the decor, winning a contest, picking our bridal party colors, like a lot of cool, fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
Anything else in that vlog? I think that we got our save the dates. So the wedding stuff will be coming more often because we have lots to do, which is fun. But this was a really fun video. And as always, I'll put this up here. You can head over to Magical Castle to use our code Sunny10 to save you 10% off on your order. And you can head over there to get some Sunny merch, which I'll pull up quick as well, because obviously we obviously shared about that like a few times, and it kind of came out around the holiday time, and I think it was very busy. So again, we just always want to bring it up just in case. But I'll drag it over here. But we got some merch here with Magical Castle, some hats, some shirts, some fun stuff like that, some totes and stuff, and we're just very happy with it and very honored. So we're very thankful for this, and hopefully you all love this as well. I got the hat on right now, and it's so fun. So that's kind of what's going on. But like I said, for live streams, we have lots of ideas, which we kind of have shared before. How the live streams kind of started was we'd have guests on every live who like were on different channels to try to like like showcase new channels or some people that we hung out with, and just kind of get like a lot of people in the community, like as a way to connect people. And that's a goal of ours for the year, is to bring back all of the old people that have been on here, like Brianna Corey, Caitlin Lawson, all those friends, and then have some new friends that maybe you watch or that you haven't seen that we can kind of chat, hang out with, and talk about some different topics. And then one live stream coming shortly, which will probably be maybe part of March Madness or in April, is a Disney college program live with a bunch of my buddies from the programs. And they're going to come on here and we'll do like a little chat, answer questions, and do a drafting characters who would be the best Disney cast members. And how we're going to do drafts.
I thought you did that already.
Well, so this is the thing. We did a bracket on who would make the best cast member, but we're going to start doing drafts on here instead of brackets sometimes. And how drafts will work is the chat will consensus get a pick. You'll all put in votes, and then the winner will be like the chat's draft, and we'll do some drafts to draft different things. And that one will be like the best cast member team.
Oh, like a team.
A team
That's
instead,
cool.
which will be fun. So like if you're like a leader, who do you want on your team?
That's cool.
Which is fun. But yeah, we got lots planned. Again, stay tuned in the next, I would say, week or so, maybe when it hits like around February, for that little box on Instagram to share all of the Disney things that you love in that box. And we're going to put all of those things in a bracket as our February love themed live. That'll be fun. So yeah, it could be anything: movie, characters, merch, food, ride, any Disney thing that you love. So stay tuned for that. Heidi put the link to the Instagram. If you're new, you can head on over there. But we're just excited, and we hope that you guys love the lives. Like I said, this is like one thing on our channel that over the years has grown, and we just love it so much. And we just really appreciate all the support with it always, because it's so fun and so great. So like I said, the next live stream will be in February, 2 weeks from today, because we're sticking to the 2-week time, like little turnaround times. And that one might be the love one, because I feel like we're not going to go live on Valentine's weekend. No. So it'll be probably early February or late February for that live, but there will be 2 in February. So stay tuned. Like I said, ring that bell so you don't miss them. I know. And this is the thing. I feel like this bracket could get very big, but
we're not going to put everything.
No. And the good thing is, I'm sure that some people will put something out there and someone else also voted for it. Like if you said Guardians, like the most loved.
The most.
Right. I think that something like a Guardians will be on there, but you can put anything. Like if you love.
Well, Disney though.
Disney, yeah. But I'm saying like
park stuff,
movies, food,
moments,
anything, any Disney thing that you just love that brings you joy. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's great. So we'll leave it there. We hope that you all have a great weekend. Stay tuned as well. We're headed to Toronto. I know. It was just more of my thing of how people who are not in this area say it.
So why did you say it?
Because it's like a little funny thing, because I knew that you'd correct me. See, I know you so well. But we're headed there on Sunday to watch the Lion King play. I guess it's like a Broadway tour. They're like here doing a tour of the Lion King. We're going to watch that Sunday, and then we're seeing a Toronto Raptors game on Monday. So that'll be a whole Toronto vlog: Lion King and the Raptors and everything else in Toronto. Going to the mall, getting coffee, eating some good food. I can't wait.
Hopefully I can finally get a Jellycat with my
Yeah, Heidi really wants a Jellycat from Indigo, which I guess is our Canadian equivalent to Barnes and Noble. And the one in Toronto that's at the mall has a really big Jellycat section.
I forgot to tell you the ones I saw at the store today.
Oh, fun. We'll do a little chat. But anyway, stay tuned for that coming. Like I said, next week will be the little DCP Q&A. And then that Toronto vlog will probably come out that Friday. And then our regular big Q&A the one after. So lots coming to the channel. Yes. Dancing with the Stars. We got lots planned. Yeah. So hopefully you're excited. Like I said, we just appreciate you all so much. Yes. We love you all. And we hope you all have such a great weekend. And we'll see you in a couple weeks live here once again.
And remember, it's always sunny.